So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of a story. Both sides of a story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story.
Both sides of a story.
Yes, both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story.
Both sides of a story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of a story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
A father sees his son nearing manhood. What shall he tell that son? Life is hard. Be steel. Be a rock. And this might stand him for the storms and serve him for humdrum monotony and guide him among sudden betrayals and tighten him for slack moments. Life is a soft loam. Be gentle. Go easy. And this too might serve him. Brutes have been gentled where lashes failed. The growth of a frail flower in a path up has sometimes shattered and split a rock. A tough will counts. So does desire. So does a rich, soft wanting. Without rich wanting, nothing arrives. Tell him too much money has killed men and left them dead years before burial. The quest of lucre beyond a few easy needs has twisted good enough men, sometimes into dry, thwarted worms. Tell him time as a stuff can be wasted. Tell him to be a fool every so often and to have no shame over having been a fool, yet learning something out of every folly, hoping to repeat none of the cheap follies, thus arriving at intimate understanding of a world numbering many fools. Tell him to be alone often and get at himself. And above all, tell himself no lies about himself, whatever the white lies and protective fronts he may use against other people. Tell him solitude is creative if he is strong, and the final decisions are made in silent rooms. Tell him to be different from other people if it comes natural and easy being different. Let him have lazy days, seeking his deeper motives. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. Then he may understand Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday, and free imaginations, bringing changes into a world resenting change. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work he knows as his own.
child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, a little boy blue and the man on the phone. When you're coming home, Daddy, don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just
Hello?
the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you do me the throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And then he walked away, but he smiled.
Oh, like so many. I have hundreds of messages, many missed calls. I haven't been able to look at them yet. I've been on the road with my wife.
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little
I
boy,
doubt it very strongly.
when you coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll
Just not to go through this. Enjoy.
You know we'll have a good time then.
Looks like we might have to enjoy it with us. Sorry about that.
Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say something proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I really like, Dad, is the bar of the car keys. See you later, can I have them please? And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together there. You know we'll have a good time there. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together there. We're gonna have a good time there.
It's another special Child Month selection. We started out with the piece entitled A Father to His Son by Carl Sandburg. That's Sandburg. A Father to His Son by Carl Sandburg. And then we paired that with the song Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Chapin. Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Another part of our special Child Month selections as Child Month draws to a close. It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and 2022 marks the start of the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 26th day of the 5th month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. The American Hospital Association and affiliated American health organizations are marking May as Mental Health Awareness Month, Stroke Awareness Month, Arthritis Awareness Month, Better Hearing and Speech Month, Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month, Global Employee Health and Fitness Month, Healthy Vision Month, Hepatitis Awareness Month, Melanoma Skin Cancer Detection and Prevention Month, Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month, Celiac Disease Awareness Month, High Blood Pressure Education Month, Osteoporosis Awareness and Prevention Month, Physical Fitness and Sports Month, Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month, and Older Americans Month. It's also the 26th day of the first month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. The month of May is being observed here in Jamaica as National Exporters Month, Child Month, Education Month, and Lupus Awareness Month. It's Independence Day in Georgia and Guyana, Mother's Day in Poland. Prince Frederick's birthday is being commemorated in Denmark, and it's Sorry Day in Australia. Hoy es jueves, el 26 de mayo 2022, y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15. Treat yourself to famous Jamaican jerk dishes at Sweetwood Jerk Joint. Succulent pork, chicken served with mouth-watering side orders. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, open every day. Call 876-906-4854 or come to 78 Knoxwood Boulevard in Kingston in a secured environment. Across from Emancipation Park, all COVID-19 protocols observed. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, the home of Jamaican jerk.
PSOJ's Crime Stop Jamaica 311 unsolved. We need your help to solve the brutal murder of Ricky Shrimpy Bailey. 5:10 a.m. Wednesday, January 1, 2020. Mr. Bailey had just left a New Year's party at Sabina Park when he was attacked and shot to death. Crime Stop Jamaica and concerned citizens are offering a total reward of $800,000 for information leading to the arrest and charge of those responsible. Call Crime Stop Jamaica 311. Solving crime pays.
Both sides of the story.
In recognition of Child Month, the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, in partnership with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, will be hosting a Child Month Road Safety Awareness event at the Hope Valley Experimental School, 2 to 4 University Road, Kingston 7, this Friday, May 27th. The initiative will highlight child safety concerns on the nation's roadways, spread road safety messages and tips for children, parents, guardians, and schools. Tune in to Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm this Friday, May 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. for a live broadcast from the event. This broadcast is brought to you by the Road Safety Unit, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, Wellington Dental, and Community Meds Pharmacy. Farmers, farm store owners, Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited has all the answers for your farming needs. Tune in every Wednesday during Farm Talk for the feature Farming Today, as we educate you on how to farm smarter. That's Farming Today, every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashenheim Road, Kingston.
said I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue man.
C'est jeudi le 26 mai 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de ceux parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
All we're saying is it's Thursday, the 26th of May, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, please call 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat, there's always YouTube. All you need is a device, whether a smart one or a not so smart one, like a smartphone, tablet, computer, laptop, desktop, otherwise known as a PC, personal computer, any one of those. Then you'll need internet connection. And remember, if you have connection and not connectivity, you'll have to wheel and come again. In other words, it means something would be wrong with the internet service in your area. So the important thing is not connection, it's connectivity. So that once you click on what you're supposed to click on, or once your device detects a Wi-Fi service that you have accessed before, it will automatically connect. But you always need to check if there is connectivity. Test it. Open a browser like Safari, Bing, Google Chrome, and check if you can browse. If you can browse, it means you have service. If not, then you only have been connected, but without connectivity. Right. And once you open the browser, you can start typing YouTube. Before you can finish, the box will populate. And if you're doing this now, you should see our live stream trending. If not, then in the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'd be good to go. What's on your mind this afternoon? What are the people in your household talking about? What are your family members talking about? What are they discussing? What are they debating? What are they arguing about? What are the commuters on the JUTC buses and the other public passenger vehicles, not least of all the taxis? What are they talking about? What are they discussing? What are they debating? What are the contentions? What are their positions? And those of you who go to work, what's the subject of discussion in your workplace, in your department, in your unit? What are people talking about at the cooler, in the canteen? What's the subject? We're curious. We want to know. And there are so many areas in the fast food outlets, in the markets and the supermarkets, all over. There are debates, there are discussions. People are putting forward different positions. What are you hearing? What are the discussions you've been involved in? We really want to hear from you. 876-922-4112-5. Those are the numbers to call. 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us via WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Over to you. Lines are open. Good afternoon to Ricardo. Hello, Sean. Welcome. Ricardo says, you've got to dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. Thanks for sharing that quotation with us, Ricardo. What's the source? Would love to know. Devon White, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to have you on board. Hello to those on Facebook Live watching and listening. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, Sophia Nemard in Newell, St. Elizabeth, Lorraine Brown, who straddles St. Anne's Bay and Claremont in St. Anne. She says, good afternoon, Sir D. How are you doing? All is well. Take care. We're giving thanks as usual, Lorraine. And you too, take care. Online not working, says Patrick Guthrie. Not sure. Online in relation to your device. Give us some more on that, Patrick. Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott, East Central St. Andrew. Good afternoon to you too. Sophia Nemard says the subject is NCB. NCB, and that is in reference to one of the stories that has been trending over the last couple of days. The story of phishing and smishing and vishing, all those terms used to describe fraud, online fraud, and how people can access your accounts online and clean them out. If you missed it, about 12 customers of National Commercial Bank Jamaica, NCB, have lost about $18 million in a smishing and phishing fraud attack over the last 10 days. Dane Nicholson, the NCB's Manager of Special Investigations, its Fraud Prevention Unit, explains how fraudsters target customers. He says the internal systems of the country's largest commercial bank are safe. Over the last 10 days or so, he says we have seen a significant increase in the number of customers falling victim to smishing and vishing attacks. So far, customers have suffered a little over $17 million in losses. A smishing attack is when a fraudster would send customers SMS messages purporting to be coming from an official source, in this case from NCB, asking the customer to click on a link either because their account is restricted due to suspicious activities, password is about to expire, or something along that line. There is always some sense of urgency why the customer needs to click on these links to regain access to their accounts. When the customers click on these links, it takes them to a landing page, which is similar to that of the landing page at NCB. It will ask the customer for their username and password. Sometimes once the customer clicks next or continue, they receive an error message. There are other instances where these smishing messages will take them to another page where it asks them to put their credit card number, full 16 digits, and expiry date. After they click and continue, then they will receive the error message. In the smishing attack, the fraudster would get the username and password, then log into their profile and get sufficient information, which they then use when they call the customer now to pretend to be an employee of the bank. And NCB tells us that they've also seen where the fraudsters are calling customers, pretending to be someone else, telling the customers they see suspicious activity, or other members of the organization telling the customers that they have voted, I beg your pardon, they have noted suspicious transactions on their account. We'll have more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
Contractors and developers, Coast to Coast Quarries is having a 20% discount sale on cash purchases on all size stones. We specialize in washed sand and stones of all sizes. And for all your concrete needs, including blocks and marl dust, look no further. Coast to Coast Quarries, Albion, Yala, St. Thomas. Call 706-3230. Take advantage of this super deal.
both sides of the story.
In recognition of Child Month, the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, in partnership with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, will be hosting a Child Month Road Safety Awareness event at the Hope Valley Experimental School, 2 to 4 University Road, Kingston 7, this Friday, May 27th. The initiative will highlight child safety concerns on the nation's roadways, spread road safety messages and tips for children, parents, guardians, and schools. Tune in to both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm this Friday, May 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. for a live broadcast from the event. This broadcast is brought to you by the Road Safety Unit, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, Wellington Dental, and Community Meds Pharmacy.
Story.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We see Driver in America trying desperately to connect with us via the text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, except that one of our listeners is already on that line, Driver in America, and that's why you're not connecting. That's why you haven't been able to connect, because someone else has been holding on that line, and I'll tell you for how long, 9 minutes and 52 seconds. So that's why you're not getting through. So listen up. We're going to the caller on the text line, same as the WhatsApp line right now. And as soon as we're through with that call, then you'll be able to connect. You should be able to connect, Driver in America. So let's go to the call. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Driver, if you're listening, give me next to one, we're good to go. Anyhow, Mr. are you with me?
I'm listening.
Okay. All right, I have 2 points I want to make, but before I go to the point, that thing I was listening to you about the NCB bank there. So the bank gonna reimburse those people their funds that gone.
It depends apparently, because if you freely give up or give out or divulge or disclose your information, the bank is saying they can't take the blame for that, because fundamentally speaking, their system remains intact. It's not a fault or a flaw on their part, but perhaps maybe based on inexperience or people being unfamiliar with how the system works, divulging information to strangers calling, asking for that information. The banks have said for years, and they have told those of us who do business with them for years, that they would never ever call us to ask us as customers for passwords and related usernames, etc. They would never ever do that. If you get such a call, it's a prankster, it's a fraudster, it's someone who is trying to fleece you of your hard-earned cash. So there's no guarantee that the bank is going to take it up on itself to reimburse you for a situation where you gave up your information to fraudsters unknowingly, albeit unknowingly. You gave up your data to fraudsters, and they then use your own data that you gave them to swindle you out of your funds. And so, but
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, you said unknowingly. That means you're not aware of what's going on. So they eventually trick you and go into your So what the bank should do? Give you back your money and go and investigate who's doing this and go after them.
No, they're not obligated. It's not. It's not. It's not the bank. Yeah.
Yeah, but you make the customer start think negative about the bank there.
No, but the bank system remains intact. The bank, there's no breach in the bank's system. It's a customer who has divulged his or her information, banking information, to people.
Yeah, but
yes.
Yeah, remember, I'm listening carefully. Remember what you're saying. The person called the customer have no idea that it's a scammer. And they get information go into their account. So
but they're the ones. No, but they're the ones. Those of us who are customers, have a responsibility, don't we? We have a responsibility to play our part in not divulging this kind of sensitive information, because the banks have repeatedly for years told us, do not give anybody call you and ask for your password or username, and do not divulge such information. The banks will never ever ask you for that information. It would be inappropriate anyway.
Yeah, but for you to lose that money, at some point you go and you'll have a problem in the bank, and there's going to be a trust problem. You got to report to the bank and say.
But the bank was never involved. The bank was never involved. I think you're missing the point. The bank was never involved.
No, I understand, but listen now. If somebody called me from the bank, although they say the banks they would never call. When you find that happening and go into the bank, they're supposed to start some investigation there, and then what to me now?
Well, by all means, if there is evidence that somebody, some underhanded person in the bank made that call, then that becomes the bank's problem. That's somebody in that bank who decided to go rogue and break the rules and the laws and do something that is illegal. In fact, it's not the bank that's going to deal with it. The police going to deal with it because that becomes a police matter.
Every bank with them system different because I use my card already that I have here. And the next day I see some extra spending which I have no idea about. And when I call the bank, you know what they tell me? They're gonna close down that card, give me a new card, and give
But that's
back
pretty.
that fund back.
It's pretty standard to close, but each case must be treated on its own merit. So you're not broad brushing every situation. Each case on its own merit, even if it's the same experience, but each case is treated on its own merit. So what you just said a while ago is pretty standard. That is pretty standard, but it depends on.
Sorry,
it
I
depends.
didn't finish. What they said, they're gonna the funds that come up the card, which they said, they make it clear to me. I have no idea what takes place. They're gonna put by the funds on the card, but bear in mind when they investigate and then find out if I tell lie, they're coming after them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So in NCB case, the funds missing. They're not involved with what's going on. What happened to their funds?
What's that?
The customer will lose their funds, and they're not a part of what's going on. What happened to their funds?
Well, the matter will have to be investigated. But in a number of instances, the bank is not obligated to replace the funds or replenish the funds if it's not a fundamental breach of the bank's systems and processes and protocols and procedures. If it's not a breach on their part, you can't ask them to take responsibility. No bank in the world is going to just take responsibility just like that. The matter would have to be investigated, and if it does not reflect a breakdown in the bank's system, but rather an ill-advised disclosure of personal data on the part of the customer, then the bank is not obligated to give back the customer the money, because the bank had nothing to do with taking away the money.
Well, I see it work out. All right, let's switch gear a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to you yesterday when there's when you go for a break, I think about under the law come up. I think a commercial thing there, and
Yes.
they say when you open an account, the bank's supposed to read the fine print to you, highlight the fine print to you before you sign, and ask you if you agree to the terms and conditions. Is that a new development?
No, that's not a new development. It's just that the practice, the convention has been, well, first of all, the thinking is I'm dealing with a reputable organization which is operating in keeping with the banking regulations and all the other acts and laws that govern the bank. That's a general thing, because it's built on trust. The relationship is built on trust. On that basis, there are those who perhaps can't bother to read the fine print. There are those who perhaps have a little trouble managing the English language and it making sense to them.
Sorry.
And
when they say those who are when they say those who are problem reading the fine print, or explain that?
Yeah, people who just can't read. They're not there.
People, sorry.
So hold on. So this is where now the person who is attending to you in the bank will then explain to you, but they will not go through line by line, word for word. That's what the individual should do, but not everybody is able to do that. For the conscientious individuals, they can say to the bank, I'm sorry, I'm not signing this until I go through all the fine print. And in fact, I need to take home the document because I don't have the time to go through it now, or whatever the situation is. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yes.
So the bank, the person who monitor the account for you, they are the ones supposed to spend time and walk you through the step.
Yeah.
And see if you agree.
And as a customer, you must insist that that happens. If you don't feel like you're getting what you want in terms of the facts in relation to the opening of that account, you're the customer, and the bank can run you and tell you, come out of here. We don't have no time to explain anything to you. They cannot do that, and they would never do that either. It just would be, that's an extreme situation. What you do, you want to make sure you understand what you're getting into and what you're signing up for. And so you're going to ask questions. What does mean? So what if so and so and so and so? And how come so and so and so and so? So when you ask those questions, you then satisfy yourself as to whether this policy, this arrangement, this account, this engagement is for you, and then you make the decision to sign.
Me the bank already. When me ask certain question in Spanish tone, I see where the lady I get a little bit upset and tell me say me have to talk to my supervisor.
Which is a Jamaican thing. I was in a shop a couple days well, not a couple days, maybe a week or more ago, and I asked a question, and this sour face female, I felt like I was bothering her. So I said, I'm so sorry to disturb you. Have a nice day. And I walked out. I don't waste time where that is concerned. I don't have to put up with it. I have options. So I move on. But too many of us, I know we have issues as human beings. Some of us have natural biological issues. Some of us have mental health issues. Some of us have issues with our bosses and our co-workers, etc. And some of us are not generally not feeling well. But but they have no right to take out what their feelings on the customers. So I usually, once I identify that someone is not ready for the video light yet, to borrow an expression, I am going to close that chapter and move on. And if more of us were doing that, we would get better customer service, or customer service in the first place, at a lot of these entities. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Good news! Private HIV care is now more affordable with Health Connect Jamaica. What that means is you can access HIV care with a private doctor at little to no cost. Give us a call at 876-669-7349 or book an appointment at healthconnectja.com today. The preceding ad was brought to you in partnership with USAID.
Fix up the place this Labor Day with H&M Rapid True Values Labor Day Sale. May 18th to May 28th. Enjoy up to 20% off safety accessories, tools, lighting, building materials, paints, and Master Painter's paint accessories. Delivery and curbside pickup available. Conditions apply.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society will host the Kingston and St. Andrew AgroFest on Saturday, May 28 at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries grounds in Hope Gardens, Kingston 6. The AgroFest will feature agricultural, industrial, and horticultural displays, farmers market, farm queen competition, cook-off competitions, kiddies village, and more. Join Power 106 FM with a live broadcast from the Kingston and St. Andrew AgroFest this Saturday, May 28, starting at 10 a.m. This broadcast is brought to you by the Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, the National Irrigation Commission, the College of Agriculture, Science and Education CASE, the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, and Caribbean Chemicals Limited. That's a live broadcast from the Kingston and St. Andrew AgroFest this Saturday, May 28 at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries grounds in Hope Gardens, Kingston 6 at 10 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
In recognition of Child Month, the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, in partnership with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, will be hosting a Child Month Road Safety Awareness event at the Hope Valley Experimental School, 2 to 4 University Road, Kingston 7, this Friday, May 27th. The initiative will highlight child safety concerns on the nation's roadways, spread road safety messages and tips for children, parents, guardians, and schools. Tune in to Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm this Friday, May 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. for a live broadcast from the event. This broadcast is brought to you by the Road Safety Unit, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, Wellington Dental, and Community Meds Pharmacy.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We see June in Norway trying to connect with us on the text line, which doubles as the WhatsApp line as well. June in Norway, you're not getting through because the caller we have been speaking with is on the line. He's on the same line that you're calling now, the same line that driver was calling earlier on. So once the line is engaged, the text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number, once it is engaged, you won't be able to get through. And this is an example of that. It's happening now. So Miss June, please be patient. And all things being well, we will get around to you. But as of now, the line is engaged. Yes, sir. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, Miss June, if you're listening, this is me. June soon coming, so give her a few days and you're good to go. Anyhow, what about, I heard that they tried to outlaw corporal punishment. At home.
At home?
Yeah, like the parents can't beat the kids like they used to.
It's supposed to be everywhere.
Yeah, but Mr. Malcolm,
mm-hmm.
I could understand with the school, but at home, if you don't start straighten up the kids, sooner or later the parents can't talk to them. So, when you go brutalize the kids, that's a different thing. But if the kids step out of line and you get them in line, I think the government have to be careful when they come up with that line.
Yeah, but the studies have shown though that there are lifetime implications of certain forms of trauma undergone by children. Once children have experienced any form of trauma, whether it be verbal, physical, sexual, etc., 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 that trauma stays with them for life. And I think it's our friends at UNICEF, what their Mrs. What's her name again? Japanese lady. They have been trying to encourage more countries around the world, or discourage more countries from around the world from using corporal punishment, from beating children, whether at home or at school, because it tends to have lasting implications, and usually bad ones at that, for the children. So that's not a bad thing. Some of us are impatient, yes, and because of that, we, as we say in Jamaica, we not take no chat from the little picnic, right? And you think you are rule me and me a rule you, that kind of language. And so what that does is to foment, foster, and engender a constantly heated, angry environment that can really traumatize children for life.
Yeah,
and
but
so,
what about the parents when later on the parents come to the understanding that if when these kids were smaller, you never step to straighten them up. That's why I end up like this, I end up moving the wrong crowd.
Yeah, well, there are various reasons why children behave or misbehave the way they do. There are different things, but those of us who are supposed to mean the children well are expected to operate differently if we really mean the children well. If we mean them well, we really should not be batter bruising them. If we really mean them well.
Like cut and mark or chop and so on.
And you know, we shouldn't have to, and some people are listening and say, you can talk because this and that and the devil knows what. But we have to find alternative ways. There are ways to send certain signals and messages to youngsters, to children. When you don't do what you're supposed to do, you know that there are consequences that follow when you fail to do what you're supposed to do. And in this day and age, forgive the expression, as my mother used to say, there are many ways to skin a cat. Ouch, sorry about that. But they're different. There are alternatives. There are other options that can be used and have been used to good effect. Reason with the children, make arrangements with them, have an understanding. All right, this is a situation. For as long as you do your homework and you do this and you do that, you will be able to play your whatever the game is these days. I don't know, what do they play these days? I don't know. I don't know the names of the games they play these days on the devices and on their, yeah, whatever it is. And that has an impact as well. So there are different ways, but they must, whatever we do in terms of disciplining our children, they must still feel that love coming out. We must lace those expressions and actions with love. If we do it with love, if we say it with love, if we apply it with love, we're likely to get better results.
Yeah, but if you apply the belt, that don't mean you don't love them, And they must get that understanding.
And we must understand too, there was a time when slavery in its original state was very normal all over the world. It was normal. There was a time. Same thing. There was a time when we would go to the whip first things first, where we're still evolving and we have evolved. We no longer do the wholesale whipping for every little thing that we used to. Things and times have changed and continue to change.
Yeah, all right. I have a daughter. One time she was giving me some trouble. And I tried to straighten up and she called the police. I told her, call the police, I'm waiting until them come. When the policeman come and they ask me what happened and I explained to him. You know what the man tell me? The man said, don't leave any mark on her, because they will get you arrested for that. But make sure you know you're in charge and apply the necessary step, whether they whip or whatever, but don't leave no mark. So she understand that you is in charge. And I never forget that.
All right, well, that's another way. That's another way out.
All right, I want to close now because Miss June and driver is waiting. But then closing, Rascava still want to hear from you or you come to the conclusion that Jesus is not a Christian. All right, boss.
Thank you very much for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106. I have, well, it's gone. The caller went. I had 33 minutes on it. Yeah. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you.
What? That was quick. Speak of, I'm not going to say speak of the devil. Speak. I would never do that.
Call my name and I'll appear.
Okay.
But I tell driver to stay in the white man country too long without visiting us. So he forgot that we don't call our young prince and princess kids. We still remember to the young of a goat.
Hold on, driver wasn't on today, He was trying to get on, so that wasn't him speaking.
Okay.
That wasn't him. No.
All right. The person who asked me the question about Jesus not being a Christian, I will talk about hush, driver. Him drive too, so all who driver.
Oh, I hear you.
Why Jesus was not a Christian? He was a Jew
And the Jews and the Christians have always been at war. So he could not be warring against himself. Simplifying it. And when them call from the WhatsApp line, they remember ones and ones who might be waiting on the call line that is costing money and a cell phone, which it costs a lot. So compact your statement and call again. That gives us a little chance to get in and get out. You know, like when you are skip. You run in, you run out, and somebody run in. Yeah, so that's it for that.
Right.
You see now when we kind of miss it, the thought I mean I go through the long holding. But what I'm saying again is that I went to the bank today, seeing that you were so busy you never even get to deal with it. But
yes,
I go there and I demand to speak to the manager. Because I mean, I want to go forward to the customer service rep, them where can't help me and I don't know what to do. From December, them I try and can't.
yes.
I call head office, them I say them all look into it. So I say, all right, I want to talk to a manager. And when Rasta go in a bank and want to talk to manager, you will bring up only for your bro, because who are you want to talk to manager? You're a Rasta. But I did not let that intimidate me.
Yes.
And the lady did come. But when she come at a window. So why couldn't I come in your office to talk to you? She said, you see, well, I was on the phone, you know, and there was somebody else there waiting. So I said, you would not have the time to deal with my problem then. He said, no, go on, let me hear it. So I tell her that from December, I am still in a call from the IT department why the balance that is on my fixed deposit certificate is not what they have in the system. So she take the certificate and so she soon come. When she come forward, she has said that it looked like somebody closed the account. We said, how can someone close the account when it was open to be renewed every 3 months, automatic? How can that? No, not someone. He said the account is closed. He said, how can it be closed when it's an automatic renewed account?
Hold on. Finish the story after the break, please, Raskava. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
Fix up the place this Labor Day with H&M Rapid True Values Labor Day Sale. May 18th to May 28th. Enjoy up to 20% off safety accessories, tools, lighting, building materials, paints, and master painters paint accessories. Delivery and curbside pickup available. Conditions apply.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Brand Societies, JAS, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and RADA and the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, celebrates the 26th staging of the Kingston and St. Andrew Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show, AgroFest, Saturday, May 28th at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Playfield, Hope Gardens, under the theme, Grow What We Eat, Eat What We Grow. Gates open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Gate prize weekend for two at Sandals Resort International. Admission $1,000 for adults, children $500. Guest artist Jermaine Edwards featuring talented farmers concert, domino tournament, and entertainment for the entire family. For additional information, contact the Jamaica Agricultural Society, 876-922-0610-2.
Farmers, farm store owners, Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited has all the answers for your farming needs. Tune in every Wednesday during Farm Talk for the feature Farming Today, as we educate you on how to farm smarter. That's Farming Today, every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashenheim Road, Kingston.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Raskava.
Yeah. So I said, how can someone close an account without you having all the paperwork to say, well, yes, and that day this person close the account. Because somebody just can't walk in and say, I want that account closed, and you close it without having signatures applied to the request that you make and all of that. So, she did a buffle. So, you see, why said that your bank is in the news recently about $17 billion.
It's now 23 million.
She said 17, so I don't know if she's not up to date. But whatever, that scammers, she said, well, those are online. So I say, what is the system in place to protect your customers? She said, it's only those online who join the online banking. So I said, it's not all your customers. She said, no. So I was thinking that somebody must have scammed that account. Why their numbers in the system is different from the certificate. But after hearing her say it's only online banking customers, I mean, never sign up to no online, no, because the top people all hang out close for a long line again, because they dry quickly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you have a dryer at home.
Right, the machine spin out it, and you just breeze out a little more after that. So you don't need the online situation like that. But it still have a fence line still. So, but what I say, she of herself not having a clue of what's happening neither. So she said, well, she take my information and say she now personally going to check IT, even though IT have been checked from December. IT can't send back that a phone call that was promised could have made. So she said she have a deal with it personally. Well, she said that, so I give her the benefit of any doubt that might arisen.
All right.
So that's the situation where it is right now.
Thank you for taking that one off my hands, because I didn't get around to doing it.
You overburden and them pressure you too.
That too.
But if I did go there when the bank still full wait 2, 3, 4 hours go to customer service, all them out tell me so they are still waiting on IT. So I say me can't bother we don't know again. So give thanks that at least it reach a new development to the higher stage.
Right. Happy to hear that.
That's it. That's what I really call to share with you.
Well, thank you very much, Raskava. And keep us updated. And by the way, I should let you know, we got a message this morning from Miss Olive's daughter, who has, well, she's asking us to pray for Miss Olive. And she's at in the hospital, and she needs our prayers. Her daughter is telling us here on WhatsApp. Got the message this morning. So let's keep Miss Olive in our thoughts and prayers as she goes through another trying moment in her life.
I hope she will answer Miss Olive's phone when I call it. But, God would have known that Miss Olive would be in the hospital even before she gets there. And by nagging, God have forced God to do it. God never planned to do it, now go work. However, if she believes that prayer will help, then it may help. And Miss Olive, I just wish for you all the best, and you're in the best of hands. The people who would have known what is happening and how to treat it. But I'm calling a number, hopefully your daughter will be answering it to keep me up to date. Sorry to hear about that, Miss Olive. Yes. Papa is still there missing you bad.
Thank you for that, Raskava. All the best.
All right, God bless.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. This is Leonard from Bugwalk.
Yes, Leonard from Bugwalk. What's happening?
You know the part in the Bible, sir, that says, fear the rod and spoil the child?
Oh, yes.
You know that part?
Uh-huh.
The part that says, fear the rod and spoil the child.
Uh-huh.
You agree with that? Fear the rod and spoil the child is in the Bible?
What about it? Go ahead and make your point, please.
That's not what it says, man. It says, do not spare the rod and spoil the child.
So if you knew the correct thing, why were you saying the wrong thing?
Because what they have been saying is, in fact, that to spare the rod and spoil the child by not instilling corporal punishment in schools and deterring parents from flogging them child. Isn't that so?
So you have a problem with flogging or not?
I think that scolding and flogging has its place.
Oh.
The world that we know it, and the people, the people that have lived long before us, even your parents and their parents, they flogged the child and they scolded the child, and the child knew what was right from what was wrong. And
well, everybody's situation is different. I never, ever in all my life got a whipping from my mother or father. Never.
Yes, but you can't plot that onto society in general because they had those beliefs. Maybe they spoiled you rotten.
No. That's the same mother who taught me what you don't have, you do without, don't trouble people things, and a host of other lessons. She didn't have to raise a finger. She talked to her children.
That would depend on the circumstances of your environment. You were probably a child that was amenable to reason and that kind of thing.
And what would cause other children not to be amenable to reason?
Well, they don't have parents who can reason with them, and that is not culturally the environment don't fit that kind of thing that I just explained. It could be a myriad of reasons.
So you agree with Peter Tosh then? You can't blame the youth?
No, I'm not saying, no, that is a stretch, isn't it?
No.
That is, yeah, man, that's a little bit of a stretch, given what I have said.
You can't blame the youth.
You know that people on this planet, in my view, Mr. Malcolm, from about 2000 until now, they are the dumbest generation ever breathed on this planet.
Which is the dumbest generation ever breathed on this planet?
I'd say anyone from about 2000 to now.
Why would you say that?
Because of the global forces that are driving people like herds into living one particular way and their way and their way. The same people who take X out of Christ out of Christmas and are not saying Xmas for how long are the same people who take prayer out of schools in the US. They are the same people who are now telling you that if your boy or
you're fading. Come up back. Come back up. Your audio is dropping. Your level is dropping.
Sorry, where did you lose me?
Go again.
Where did you lose me?
I don't remember.
I'm saying that the same people who took Christ out of Christmas and had us saying Xmas for the longest while are the same people, right? The very people who are now having us believe that flogging child not right and this and that, and are the same people who pushing the agenda that if you're man, you can marry a man and adopt a boy, and the boy won't be of a certain persuasion sexually when he grow up. Are the same psychologists and psychotherapists and clinical psychologists feeding us all of this madness. They are now the same people.
Sounds like you have a lot on your plate. You've been burning to share all of this. We're happy to give you a platform to share.
I thought this was the platform to do so. But they are the same people now, in my view, and I'm qualifying it to say this is my view, right? Who are now telling us that if you scold your child or if you beat your child, then go and come up with this psychological. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it. The Bible, we claim to be a Christian society. The Bible says, do not spare the rod and spoil the child. There is nothing wrong with beating your child. We're not talking about butt abusing and abusing.
So what determines whether we carry forward what the Bible says? Because the Bible has said a host of other things.
What
Yes.
Your interpretation of it and how you choose to live.
Yeah, but then you become highly critical of those who apply their interpretation to that.
No, I'm not highly critical. I'm highly critical of them wanting us to believe that it's there. We are no way.
Them who?
The very people who are pushing this agenda, the things I have mentioned, right? The very people who are pushing that agenda, they are the ones who are now the latest.
Yeah, well, the solution is simple. Parents need to be parents.
No.
If parents need to be parents.
No, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
No.
Because if they were being parents, they wouldn't have to detain themselves with certain peculiarities. They would train up the child in the way he or she should grow or go, so that when he or she gets older, he or she does not depart.
Who are the people in this country that you can point?
You weren't listening to me, man. You were talking.
No, man, I'm listening well. That you should train the child in the way they should grow, and when they're old, they will not depart from them. Well, sir, a part of that is scolding them, is flogging them when they need to be flogged.
In your opinion.
But is it not a part of training the child, sir?
In your opinion.
Yes, I am qualified to say these are all my opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that is not what I call it to talk about it. I just commenting on that because also. But
yes,
I want to make a separate point to you.
Sure.
If you'll permit me.
Uh-huh.
Are you on PAYE?
PAYE, pay as you earn. What about PAYE?
Yes, sir. Are you one of those persons that's on PAYE?
No, I'm not going to divulge my finances publicly. You would never expect me to do that. My earnings, etc. No. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. What's that?
Do you pay taxes? Do you pay income tax?
Who doesn't pay taxes?
It's not a simple thing, man. And that's nothing I ask.
Yeah, no, but how does this how anyway, hold a moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Your taxes hold the key. Property owners, property taxes for year 2022-2023 are due. Payments can be made in full, half-yearly or quarterly installments. So many ways to pay. You choose. Online at jamaicatax.gov.jm, the TAJ mobile app, mobile tax collection unit, and NCB online banking. Call 888-TAX-HELP. That's 888-829-4357 or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm for details.
Trangbach tonic wine is made with 100% natural Jamaican blends of herbs and spices formulated to strengthen the back, settle the nerves, and enhance your sexual performance. Trangbach tonic wine is available in all major supermarkets and wholesale island-wide. For more information, you can call us 876-749-1286, 876-667-0489, or visit us at 53 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Trangbach tonic wine. Straighten your back to make the attack.
Honor the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years. That's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy, and on Thursdays by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Yes, sir. Whether we like it or not, at some point or another, we have to pay taxes. Yes.
Yes, man. It was a nice segue a while ago to the taxes. The audit made me laugh. Eh?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. But the issue of the tax, it's not to call out Dervan. That's not the point. right. I was just trying
No,
to
no,
give
no.
a
That's not. No,
platform.
that's not why I said it.
Right.
To ask a question like that.
Right.
I mean, that's not for public consumption. I'm sorry.
All right. So I pay taxes. I am on PAYE. I am one of the 560,000 people, according to the government, that's on PAYE. Right? And it occurred to me the other day that I am a donkey and a slave. And I say that because 25% of my take goes to income tax alone every month. The other two tax, the 3% and the 2% for education and NI, it brings it up to 30% roughly. Right? But I just want to focus on the income tax alone. There are 12 months in the year, right? And if 25% is taken out of your pay every month, every 4 months, you're giving up a full salary, you're giving up a check. So for the 12-month year, you're working 3 months free just to pay income tax alone. The 3% one and the 2%, when you put them all together, it's the equivalent for the year of another paycheck. And it don't done, so that is 4 months you're paying taxes directly to the government. And when you go now to the supermarket to pay 17.5% on basic staple, that 17.5% is another paycheck and a half for the year gone in taxes. We gone 5.5 months and it's still not done. Because now you have to go to the gas station and pay the gas tax on every liter of gas I consume.
When did you figure out all of this?
I was just looking at it and I knew of the income tax component, and it has been an issue all my life working and paying taxes. But when I looked the other day at all the other things, it's not a matter of when, it is presenting to the public the taxes the government charge in a form that people can readily understand and see what is happening. So it's not about me figuring it out, because I am not alone. It's 560,000 of us paying the same money.
But I'm asking you, when did you figure it out?
When is less important, man.
No, it's not less important. We need to know what was the trigger.
Figured it out. I was looking the other day, you see, at the gas price increase. And I remembered from an article I read about the taxes that you pay to the government, the gas tax. And I was looking at gas tax, and it stumped me for a minute, because I didn't remember that we were paying such a significant tax on gas, because it is such a routine thing. And then I went to the supermarket and I'm saying, hold on, we're doing these things routinely and we have to, because we have no choice in the matter if you want gas and basic staple. And I started connecting and saying, oh, hold on, the gas tax with the GCT, with the income tax and all the other taxes. And I went on a bus recently. I was coming in from Bogwalk. And I heard a conversation between I don't know if it was the driver of the bus or the conductor. It wasn't the bus I was in, it was another bus. And they were having a row with some men who were collecting extortion. Right? And I am saying this thing is so prevalent and commonplace, and the government is doing nothing about it. And then it occurred to me that the government has no credibility to address extortion in the country, because they are the ultimate extortionists.
Why haven't you taken the government of Jamaica to the Hague?
No, you're turning the matter into a mockery.
No, I'm saying, why not carry them based on what you have said? If you're the one who are now turning your argument into mockery, I'm asking, why haven't you taken steps if you feel that strongly about it?
Is that a serious position you're taking, Mr. Malcolm?
Absolutely.
Or you're just raising it for the sake of argument?
Not at all.
Forward.
Not at all.
What I have just explained to the Jamaican people is a very valuable and worthwhile lesson. It is not something for you to mock.
So nothing will come out of all of that. That's it. You just get an opportunity to voice it, and then that's it.
It is to arm the people with the information, because a lot of things that we seem to do routinely without thinking about it, and then we wonder why we're running out of money before we're running out of money. And it is not a political statement.
Who's running out of money? Who's running out of money?
All the single income families, all the single mother households, all of them running out of money before they run out of money because of all the taxes they pay. They're paying 6 months. We're paying 6 months.
What's the solution? What's the solution to all of this?
Why are you asking me what the solution is, Mr. Malcolm?
Well, you can choose not to answer the question.
I don't have the solution, and it's not a matter for solution, it's a matter for information. So
you have never given any thought to how to ameliorate the condition of the people.
Give me one day, so me son, man, given your wide reading.
No man. You have come here. You have come here prepared to put on the table all that you have been putting on the table so far. So you're fully prepared. I'm sure you're fully prepared.
There is one that I can put forward.
Yes, ma'am.
I was in the Bahamas a few years ago.
Yes.
And I go on the hustle. And I do look a walk. And when the money came, I got every dollar that I worked for. And when I inquired of the people who were there working, who had permits to work and all this jazz, who were there legitimately and working, and citizens there, I discovered that what you earn is what you take home. The taxes are high, but it's more of consumption, right? Items.
So you are suggesting that we change the tax system in Jamaica, that we make it more people friendly?
No.
No?
Yes and no. We want taxes of people friendly. Taxes is taxes.
No, man.
But what I'm saying is put the tax. If the government is telling us that we have 1.4 million Jamaicans who work and make money, right?
We have how many?
1.4 million plus.
I don't think we reach 1.4 million. 1.3 is where it's at.
I think I saw 1.4, but
Okay.
I stand corrected.
Mm.
But let us say 1.3.
You're fading. The voice is fading again.
Are you hearing me now?
Much better now. Yes.
Let us say 1.3 million.
Mm.
People who are working and eligible to pay tax. 560,000 alone a pay. That is almost 1 million people close to it who work making money in Jamaica and not paying any tax.
Who weren't, say that again, who weren't making money?
No, who work.
Oh, work.
Making money,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not contributing to the tax pool.
Yeah, that's more than 40%, about 40.
No, man, that's
No, hold on. I'm going on to make a related point that about 46% of our economy is underground, and it's been that way for a very long time. So we shouldn't be surprised if people are not being caught in the net.
But it doesn't have to be like that.
Exactly.
If you put the as the Bahamas as they do, if you the people who work PAYE easy to catch, so we grab them and we take 25% and 3% and 2% and we take 30% out their money. It's easy to catch. Everybody else get away. But if you put the tax on consumption items, on basic food staples, flour and sugar where everybody have to buy and everybody have to eat, right? And then you put a safety net at the bottom for the very vulnerable who can't afford it, and you make them have a way to survive.
I'm happy you went right away to that net, because we get the argument all the time when this position is put forward that if you tax everything, including the basic food items, you are going to have a situation where those at the lower end of the scale who can barely make ends meet are going to struggle even more. So
no, the people who are not interested in changing the status quo would proffer that kind of nonsense. But food stamps are a reality in almost every country like ours. You have the basic safety net because we don't wish our people to starve. And a lot of people cannot afford it if you put it on it. But what it will do, it will significantly widen the tax set and catch a lot more money. That you will have so much more money that you can afford to take care of your very vulnerable.
Have you put all of this in writing and submitted it to the Prime Minister or any other, or a finance minister? No, man, I'm asking. Hey, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You're a citizen of Jamaica, and if you have all these ideas about how we can address certain situations in Jamaica, why not put it in writing and submit it to the finance minister or the prime minister or the opposition leader or whomever you think can cause it to develop to develop legs, so to speak.
You have me.
Your volume gone again. Come again.
You have me on the radio and you have your producer. You have me on it. You may put it, address John Brown, and put it to the people you're suggesting.
No, man. It must come from you as a proud Jamaican. It must come from you.
I am a proud Jamaican.
As a pro, you can't tell me that. I hear it in your voice already. You can't tell me you're not a proud Jamaican.
Mr. Malcolm, are you a proud Jamaican?
Absolutely.
And what are you so proud of, sir?
I am proud of all the achievements that this biggest little country in the world has attained to this point. We're not perfect like so many other countries in the world. No country is perfect. No system is perfect. No individual is perfect. There is always more work to be done. But having been a Jamaican all my life, I would never want it to be any other way.
You happy to be in a country that has the highest murder rate per capita in the world?
I didn't say I was happy. I didn't. There's a difference. I'm a proud Jamaican. But murders happen all over the world. And yes, we have a high homicide rate because we have some deep-seated, entrenched proclivity for violence. And it's something that needs to be studied. It needs to be researched so that we get a better understanding of why so many of our people are the way that they are. In the meantime, that cannot take away from the quality people that this country has given to the world, not least of all right here in Jamaica. One moment, please.
Importers, provide proper invoices for customs when presenting goods for examination. This could prevent delays during clearance. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. Advantage General Insurance Company wishes to advise the public that their new Kingston branch and claims offices at 46 Trafalgar Road has moved to 70 to 72 Lady Musgrave Road. Advantage General Insurance Company looks forward to serving you at 70 to 72 Lady Musgrave Road. Advantage General Insurance Company, a revolutionary digital experience awaits.
Man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Thanks for holding. Are you still there?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm, and the credit running low.
You want us to call you back?
No, man, I want to finish it on you. Listen now. The things that
you have to be careful how you use words, you know. If you ever know what you just said. But anyway, Hopefully it missed a lot of people. Just move on. Let's move on.
Did I say something offensive?
Hopefully it missed a lot of people. But those of us who are big on language, we pick up these things. Never mind, forget it. Let's move on.
I am a common man. Yes. I don't know what you're talking about. Language, my boss.
It's all right. It's all right. Move on.
All right, Mr. Where were we now, Mr. Malcolm? You have not.
No, I was making the point. Well, I did make the point. So if you didn't hear what I said, that means you were talking while I was talking.
No, man. I heard what you said. You said about the contribution of Jamaicans and this and that and all of them things and all of those things. But I can't say that affect the price of rice because
because Jamaica is more than about murders. Murders, that is one element. Jamaica is more than that, and Jamaica has given the world and is still giving the world much more than that.
What is Jamaica giving Jamaica? You're talking about the world as if we
Jamaica is a part of the world. As I said it a while ago. I said it earlier on. I said not least of all right here in Jamaica.
You're so proud about what we give the world and not what we give ourselves.
Yeah, but it goes without saying.
Oh no!
It goes without saying.
Mr. Malcolm.
It means that we have so much to give that Jamaica, being this biggest little country in the world, is not even big enough to hold all that we have to give. And so we have, and that's why we have a pledge that says to play our part. We'd like to paraphrase it, to play our part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. It's not just about Jamaica. It's about Jamaica and her impact on the rest of the world, leaving this world better than we found it.
Such ambitions are too grandiose for me and the Jamaica that I live in now. All these grand things that you're talking about Jamaica and what Jamaica is doing is too grand for me.
Why are you still in Jamaica?
No, you're out
why are you still here? If you feel so strongly, if you're in such turmoil and misery in Jamaica, why don't you just pack your bags and go, as a politician and lawyer famously said? Why don't you do that?
What right of you to put that to me, Mr. Malcolm?
Yeah, because you sound as if you are in misery. And I'm saying, why are you subjecting yourself to this misery? Why don't you just shake the dust off your feet and move on?
So your solution to the problem of voicing the real concerns that affect people in this country is not to talk about it and to move on because we are critical.
But we have been talking about it. We have been talking about it, haven't we?
You to tell me not to voice my concerns about
it. I did not say that. I said no such thing. 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 I said no such thing.
But let us move on.
Yes.
I want to talk.
Well, that is the pride that I'm talking about. You see, it comes up. Hold on. You see it come. You see it. It came out again a while ago. I said to you earlier on, by listening to you, I know that you are a proud Jamaican. So proud that you are not prepared to pack your bags and go, but you are prepared to stay here and let your voice be heard with the hope that it will make a difference. That's why you do it. You care. You care enough. That's why you're still on the line.
Welcome respectfully, sir. Do not project your misguided pride on me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, this is my friend, right?
So if it's not pride, what is it? What is it? Tell us.
I want to be proud of my country.
Ah.
I want to be proud of my country. I don't want my countrymen. I don't want to look at the website of the Statistical Institute of Jamaica as they've been publishing. The Statistical Institute are telling us that the male adult population in this country, Jamaica, between 24 and 39 years old.
I know the numbers, yes.
Is 42 to 44% functionally illiterate.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're proud of, Mr. Malcolm?
No, because at no point at all did I say I was proud of the literacy rate. At no point at all I said that. So move on. Move on.
Mr. Malcolm.
Move on.
Mr. Malcolm.
At no point did I say that.
Male adult population.
You said it already. You said it already. We get it. We know it. We know the figures.
That means
Mm-hmm.
that half of the men in the prime of their lives in this country between 24 and 39 years old are functionally cannot read and write.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot in any meaningful way contribute to this
So
society.
it means we have work to do.
It means when you say we have work to do, what do you mean? A real war requires soldiers, Mr. Malcolm.
And I am one of them. I am one of them. I am one of them. No. I am one of those soldiers. I count myself as one of those soldiers.
Mr. Malcolm.
Yes. Hello?
Jamaica.
Sorry, we lost a piece of what you were saying a while ago. Come again.
Are you there, sir?
I'm hearing you.
All right, Mr. Malcolm, and I thank you for indulging me for so long.
Not at all. You're a Jamaican.
Oh, so you don't want me to pack my bags and go again?
I had no such. I said. Yes. Yeah. And you see what it has done? It has brought out exactly who you are, which is a proud Jamaican.
What do you think of the educational system in this proud land of ours?
Oh, it's something we have discussed over and over and over again, to the point where there are those of us who play our part in that regard. There are some of us who volunteer our time, our effort, and our energy to work with the children, those who need the assistance. There are those of us, instead of just talking, we actually roll up our sleeves and get down in the trenches every single day.
And those people are to be applauded, you think?
Well, why not? They are doing their they don't do it for the they don't do it for the applause either. People have been applauding and people will always applaud, but they never do it for the applause. They do it because they recognize that the need is there. And so they feel compelled, whether from the standpoint of giving back to their school, giving to the paying it forward as far as the next generation is concerned, etc. We still have committed people in this country who are playing their part. If we didn't have those people, well, this place would perhaps have been in a much worse state than it is right now.
This is what you're saying in effect, my friend. If I may call you my friend, and you are a friend because I listen to you.
Yes.
What you just said basically is that Ukraine is fighting a hell of a war against Russia, but they're not gonna lose.
Ukraine. How does it? No, hold on. How did Ukraine come into this? How did Ukraine get into this?
Let me explain.
Yes.
Allow me to explain, if you will.
Yes.
I am saying to you that the educational system in Jamaica is a Ponzi scheme that is graduating illiterate and contributing to the crime that we have in this country. And you're saying to me, boy, there are some very hard-working people in the trenches digging all day. And yes, and we roll up our sleeves and we do it. But, Mr. Malcolm,
yes,
what we are talking about is the wider Jamaica and the wider issue. Yes, there are such people.
Yeah, but they're in the wider Jamaica too. They're not limited to some little corner.
Malcolm,
yes.
That is not reflective of the results that we see.
And it's on the basis of the results that we have been seeing for some time now. But what the problem is, you're not hearing some of the stories, some of the stories of lives that have been changed and turned around and so on. Yes. Yes.
Don't tell me about how much piece of wood you put in the fire to boil the peas. Just tell me if the peas can eat good in the rice.
Yeah, no, you're simplifying it now. You're simplifying it.
Hear about isolated
You're no, you're simplifying it now. You see, what we have to correct is of such a magnitude that it is going to need all hands on deck. It is huge. We're trying to transform a system that has been so entrenched that it's not going to happen overnight. It is not going to happen overnight. What is essential is leadership to drive this transformation that we've been hearing about for a very long time. Right? Leadership is critical in that, to pull it all together. But in the meantime, what do we do? Do we sit and wait, or do we do something that you in your small corner and I in mine? That song we used to sing at basic school. You in your small corner, I in mine. And then eventually you look at the big picture and you see the impact.
Malcolm, for the last 40 years or more, the pass rating, what I did at CXC in math and what they're calling it now is
CSEC.
For the last 40 years or more, sir, the pass rate in math and English in this country at grades 1 and 2.
We know the numbers.
You know the numbers?
Yes, man.
Tell me numbers.
We know the numbers.
Tell me numbers.
We recite them over and over and over again.
80%. That means that 80% failing. For the last 40 years, we not got 30% grade 1 and 2 in our math. We not got 30% grade 1 and 2 in our English. 30% at 3 out of 10. That means that not fail.
How do you think we can arrest this situation?
It's not allowing me, man, to make a point, Mr. Malcolm.
No, but hold on now. Come on now. Don't be ungrateful now. Come on now. Don't be ungrateful. You've been on for about 2 hours. That's an exaggeration, but you get the point. Come on now. I'm trying to get some closure here now because time is going, and right? So I'm just trying to get you to get to a point where we can round this out. That's what we're doing. So that's why I'm asking you.
So let me round it out.
Yes.
Less than 30% pass in math and English cannot advance a society.
Right.
We need to be focusing more on math and English in this country.
Long time.
English is the internationally recognized language for almost any discipline these guys are.
Thank you very much. Happy
to engineering, to medicine, to what you name.
Happy to hear you say that.
You have the children now. Listen to the Ponzi scheme now. Why the education system is a Ponzi scheme? The little boy from Maran, the little boy from my bag, push so over, so we get the little girl.
All right, hold on. 1 moment. Let's just take the break and come back. We'll definitely wrap after this break. 1 moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Contractors and developers, Coast to Coast Quarries is having a 20% discount sale on cash purchases on all size stones. We specialize in washed sand and stones of all sizes. And for all your concrete needs, including blocks and marl dust, look no further. Coast to Coast Quarries, Albion, Yalis, St. Thomas. Call 706-3230. Take advantage of this super deal.
PSOJ's Crime Stop Jamaica 311 unsolved. We need your help to solve the brutal murder of Ricky Shrimpy Bailey. 5:10 a.m. Wednesday, January 1, 2020. Mr. Bailey had just left a New Year's party at Sabina Park when he was attacked and shot to death. Crime Stop Jamaica and concerned citizens are offering a total reward of $800,000 for information leading to the arrest and charge of those responsible. Call Crime Stop Jamaica 311. Solving crime pays.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years. That's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy, and on Thursdays by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Yes, sir. Tell us now about what you describe as the Ponzi scheme.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. Thanks again. The educational system is a Ponzi scheme. The little pitney them from out of suburban Jamaica, up on Maran, the bright one them, you know, we get the high grade, the little boy and girl, and the what you call it, C-sex, and the same thing from far and wide. Those little kids, the brightest and the best of them are taken from their communities and sent to a few town schools, a few town schools, so-called preferred schools, right? Because those are the schools that have the resources. And what is left in those communities are average students and failing students. Nobody to inspire the other. So they take away the best and the brightest from out of certain areas and they concentrate them in a few town schools where rich man picnic go. So they become fodder for the arena in those schools with the overprivileged kids who have the trust fund them put on and them as all of the safety net and business and wait for them run and all of these things. And they take your little picnic now from Maran Bay. You must have to travel 2 hours to come in a town to go for school, 2 hours to go back. You know, see your little friend Johnny again to play ball and I explain to him how 1 + 1 make 2 because he has trouble. And that they know them turn all of the school them in a high school. They realize every school, when me a boy I go to school and when a man no one got no secondary school and no this a school. Man I work hard, him have motivation, want go high school, so you work hard. Nowadays every school and high school, so psychologically. The drive, the momentum, the trust is not there for them to dig in and try and do better because they are going to high school no matter how you take it. So the system is a Ponzi scheme. And these areas that are wrapped up their best and their brightest, they inevitably remain poor. They remain poor. Nobody there to inspire the other. And this is how the literacy multiplier effect comes in these areas and worsens it over time. Right? Because there is today in 2022, the educational system is worse than in white man time in the 60s.
Well, I can't vouch for that. I can't vouch for that.
The literacy rate is higher now and the level of instruction is worse. The Ministry of Education has a program 1, 2, 3, 4. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4 for early childhood education, sir. And when you go across most of the basic schools in Jamaica is just the basic level 1 or whatever them have to work. And nice little girls from the community where our mother the pastor in a
yeah, that's something we have discussed extensively on this program. Yes.
End up being the teacher.
True, that's how we started out.
Clinical psychologist, psychotherapist telling us for the last 200 years that a child's personality is formed by them as
yes.
And we have people teaching them up to 6 in basic schools.
And I'm sorry you missed the discussions that we have had over the years on that, because the moment I came to the realization of what was happening, it hit me. I said, but hold on, this doesn't make any sense. Why would we put our least qualified educators at the early childhood stage, which is where we need our best so that we start them right? Yeah.
Yes, because it speaks to the intention of people who govern this country. Not to really invest in the people to educate them, but to keep them illiterate and poor and dependent.
Well, I can't vouch for someone's intent. I don't know what is it. You see a man's face and you don't know his heart. So I can't say yay or nay to that.
We're not asking you to say yay or nay. We're just asking you to open your eyes and look over the trajectory of the last 40 years in representational politics in Jamaica and what they've done. In 1865, when Bobo marched to Spanish Town with his little crew to ask for better working conditions in St. Thomas, and Governor here closed the door in his face and didn't even grant him an audience to go back to Morrissey and inform a militia. And they killed 200 white planters and all of this, and they hung Mogul and killed Barton. And in the very year, they formed the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
1865.
65, right after Mogul Rebellion. And they've hired people from then until recently and even now that cannot even write a basic line of English when you go to the police station to give a statement. Can't you see what they're doing?
Yeah. Well, we're happy for the opportunity to allow you to express yourself. It's the first time I can recall receiving a call from you We hope you will be able to call us again at some point, whenever you feel the urge so to do. But I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it here for now. But we understand every word that you have said.
I thank you so much for the time. Calling
Thank
from
you.
Buckwalk, and you'll hear from me again, sir.
We hope so. Thank you.
I will work on other subjects and call you.
Please do.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106. Now we're in trouble. So we have June holding here for 53 minutes. So we'll have to go to her. Let's go to June in Norway, whose patience is like that of Job. Good afternoon, Jamaica time. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. We laugh after myself. I'm gonna tell you the first thing I have to tell you.
Yes.
You are one of the most polite, patient young men in this time ages. You are so kind and sweet, patient and polite. Proud of you. Anyway, we leave that there. I wait long, but you know, I'm a very patient person too, you know, Dervan.
Yes.
That's why I'm who I am today.
Indeed.
Okay, first thing I was thinking about Miss Olive, you know.
Miss Olive, yes. She's not doing so well right now.
I'm listening and I'm say, a long time I know you're Miss Olive because I'm a Dervan friend.
Yes.
I mean, I was thinking about her, Dervan. God know I was thinking about her. Anyway, I'll leave that there now.
Yes.
The reason why I call, you see, Dervan?
Yes.
I hear you people was talking about the bank. I want to tell you something, my experience with the bank.
Where? The bank in Jamaica. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
My bank in Norway compared with Jamaica. I'm going to tell you something. And most people know this. I come to Jamaica, you go to a guest house or places like that, and they don't use card. They want the money in cash.
Yes.
We don't have to say how much, whether $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. And when you go to the bank, you need so much. And the bank say you can buy the machine. You can only take out so much.
Mm-hmm.
So to pay the guest house, I have to take out 4 times to pay in cash. And you know what happened, Dervan?
What?
Norwegian bank, my bank in Norway closed my account the same day.
They closed your account? Why? Oh, because you withdrew so much money, so they figured something illegal happened.
4 times in one day.
Yes.
My bank was closed the same day, Dervan.
But wouldn't it be possible before you travel to make those arrangements, in a sense, to pay for the accommodation, for example, because that's usually a fixed amount?
Okay, but you know, Jamaica, but no, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say you go to guest house, I move around when I'm in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
When I'm in Jamaica, I move around.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I come to Port Antonio and I go to Montego Bay, I go to Kingston. I'm all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I go to this guest house today and tomorrow I'm in the next place and things like that, and they want the money in cash.
Yes.
And I have card.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to go to the bank to take out this and that. And me say, the bank now will close my account because me take out money 4 times
in one day. Yes.
Yes, Dervan closed my account. Me lucky say I wasn't alone. I did me and my husband, so me never have any. My husband have money, and me have my children. Them will send money to me. And then I'm always a clever woman. I have credit card.
Yes. Well, have you?
I don't use it.
Yes. So by now, though, you have figured out the best way to settle arrangements with money by virtue of your experience. It means that you do it differently now after having that experience.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. So, but at the same time, I could manage because I always have credit. A lot of people use credit cards for this and that. I had credit, but I don't use it. I keep it for emergency.
Yes, yes.
But I always have my car with me. So these are the reasons why I survive. Leave it there.
Well done. All right. Oh, you're laughing a little too much. Get some water. Sorry about that. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Why am I there listening, and the honorable brethren, they come like couldn't really get a licking down here in this judgment on the can't see. But I don't want to papa this Jamaica mentality on have. They have become fiery as a people.
What did you say about hitting your head?
You say come like couldn't get a licking down the head on the can't see on the
Oh, so you're not the only one.
Listen,
okay.
Why you refuse to let go of this Jamaica mentality? Marcus Garvey come show and the world as black people to Africa is to the Africans.
Where were you yesterday? Yesterday was African Liberation Day, and an Africanist like you weren't here yesterday. You didn't call in yesterday. I don't understand that. That's shocking. Big Africa Day, and you weren't on the air. What happened?
Every day, African Day.
Oh.
Every day. So me say come like you get a licking down here, no can't soon say in this judgment. Let go for this Jamaica mentality. I know where Jamaica possess, but it's what is in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I come on here in the 15th, 16th century. We have black people.
How old are you now?
What you say?
You came here in the 16th century. How old are you now?
How old is me? What do you mean, bro? You want to know my band? That you talk about?
You said you came here in the 16th century.
Then we are the same people there from 15th, 16th century.
I
population here, the African population here.
Okay.
An educated man like you don't know that.
No, I'm not as educated as you at all.
Right, well, I learned something today.
Yes.
People, you know?
Yeah, I didn't hit my head at all.
We are our ancestors.
Yes.
You know, we don't want to go for the Americans. You know, we don't take the America, we don't home. We then carry on slavery and do real manner evil in this judgment. We don't want to go for it. We don't brainwash judgment.
But why would the rest of us let go and you are still holding on? You're not leading by example. You're still holding on. You're still holding on to Jamaica.
I want to so stubborn and rebellious. I want to see everyone tell out God, you know, and turn back in the wilderness, ball for Moses. What a stubborn and rebellious generation we is.
But you have never said to us, come, here's the plane fare, let's go.
Oh, we are talking about international repatriation for the poor and the have-not. The man those who have no helper. You know what I'm saying? Migration can't work. Because we never come down upon no visa and no passport. In this judgment.
So how do you expect to get to Africa?
All world heads of government, you know, to provide transportation. The I&I departure.
And you know that has never happened and that will never happen.
That's what Marcus Garvey says.
That has never happened and that will never happen.
So no country in the world don't repatriate back to where them come from. Why the black man can't repatriate back to Africa? You don't teach, you don't brainwash education, don't want that, you don't media person.
No, it's just a fact of life. Hold on, please.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Under the law. Know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. Under the law.
Brought to you today by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
The Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising the public that the telephone numbers for the St. Catherine Parish Office, located at 10 Hanover Street, Spanish Town, are 876-984-2554, 876-618-0505, and 876-618-0563. That was a public service announcement from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Good morning. Remember me? Morning. How could I forget you, Mr. Anderson? From the first day you came in here, you asked so many questions. Because I don't trust employment agencies, Mr. Mills. How come you're still in Jamaica? As I recall, you should be hard at work in Atlanta now. What happened? Maybe you should tell me.
We did all the relevant paperwork. Everything was arranged for you to start working 2 weeks ago.
Obviously, there was a loophole somewhere. They wouldn't hire me because I didn't have the qualifications for the job.
I find that quite perplexing, Mr. Anderson.
So do I, Mr. Mills. So do I. But guess what? I am not here to cry over spilt milk. I just want to get back my money.
Get back your money? That's funny.
I paid your employment agency $25,000. I didn't get the job, so I need to get back my money.
That's not how this thing works, sir. We fulfilled our end of the bargain. That you failed to impress the people in Atlanta is not my fault.
I'll call the police on you now.
That will not be necessary. Here, take this $5,000 and let us part as friends, okay?
Definitely not okay. An employment agency must refund no less than 3/4 of the fee paid for placement in employment outside Jamaica to any client who refused permission to enter or work in the country in which that client wishes to be placed in employment, or whose application for such employment is refused or cancelled for any reason. That's how it is under the law.
Brought to you today by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
Join us Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Power 106 FM for Under the Law.
Both sides of the story.
In recognition of Child Month, the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, in partnership with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, will be hosting a Child Month Road Safety Awareness event at the Hope Valley Experimental School, 2 to 4 University Road, Kingston 7, this Friday, May 27th. The initiative will highlight child safety concerns on the nation's roadways, spread road safety messages and tips for children.
Can we do it now? Let's do one now. This you're talking?
Sides of a story with Dervan Malcolm this Friday, May 27, from 2 to 5 p.m. for a live broadcast from the event.
Unless I didn't get
This
that email, I
broadcast is
haven't
brought to you
seen.
by the Road Safety Unit, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, Wellington Dental, and Community Meds Pharmacy. Story.
Yeah, it's supposed to be at 4, but I don't see anything. I don't know if it was sent somewhere else.
Sit for a while, he shook his head and they said with a smile, what I really like that is the bar of the
I'm not hearing you.
See you later,
Oh. Well, I'm not seeing anything either. Not seeing anything. Not in email, not in WhatsApp. Nothing, huh? Or I could do that kind of a search and see what comes up. Nope.
I said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. You said I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time.
Feel free to let him know. I mean, I don't have anything. Okay. Thanks a lot. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:05. ¿Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:05. 现在几点了？4点05分。5 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon to Sophia Nemard in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Thank you very much. Carleen Kinlock says, don't give your bank information to call centers, please. Anthony Davis says, Dervan Malcolm, the Prime Minister, was in Halfway Tree Park, Labor Day. I wonder if he heard the Halfway Tree clock crying out for repair. They were painting some sections in the park, but they left the ugly, dirty red vending stalls in front of the park on Hope Road side. Blossom Levy says, thank you for the information. You're welcome, Blossom Levy. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. To you too, Velta Wilson. Inez Ayona Campbell, pleasant afternoon to you too. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, Dervan, why does this caller keep on quarreling with himself about repatriation to Africa? I'd like to know what his DNA says about his ancestry. Well, let's find out. Hello, are you there? Did you hear the message?
What matters, we have got the identity of an African, my brother. You know, you people who in America, in the white man country, it comes off of the white man table and deny, you know, Africanness and no one talk about Africa. You know, all right, you know. But remember, a 1 hour in this judgment, and there shall be no more America, England. It's written in the book of Revelation. Alas, alas. Babylon the Great has fallen, America, England, we attack. You know? 1 hour judgment, all who need up in America, England, they are going like nothing are going for no. All who up their ball for racism. You better hurry up and let out of that and find back on the way to Africa in this judgment here.
But where's the leadership though? I mean, if you're, why are you not leading in this regard? Why you're just saying it. You're not leading. Mm-mm. No, but you are here now. You are here with us. You have been with us for a while. So why haven't you been able to motivate us to follow?
Listen carefully. Jamaica government, the government, the offer INI ship to return home to Africa now.
Who offered you ship? Hold on, slow down. Who offered you a ship to go back? Wait, I'm not hearing you. Which government?
Manly government.
Which Manly? Which of the Manleys?
Daddy Manly, Michael Joshua Manly. We return him to Africa. We tell him, say, no, we come for the poor and the have not.
Oh, you're saying, hold on. You're saying that Michael Manley offered a vessel to take you back to Africa and you turned it down? You turned it down? You said no?
The man said, him come to one party and 4 children.
No, but slow down. You said Mr. Manley promised to take you, to give you a boat to take you back to Africa and you turned it down?
I want international security. I want a boat to return home to all black people in Jamaica.
So what you're saying is that you gave up shore for onshore?
No, we don't onshore. What is onshore?
You gave up shore for onshore. You were getting a boat to go back to Africa and you turned it down.
7 or 9 miles of Black Star Line after fulfill such
international
card. You know?
All right. Well, you can't blame anybody then, because you got the opportunity to go and you said no.
We are not
right? So
we are demanding the right of us as black people here in Jamaica.
But I can't believe it's the first time, this is a breaking story. It's the first time we're hearing from you, Ras Lloyd, that you got the opportunity. A vessel was going to be provided, as you said, by Michael Manley to take you back to Africa, and you said no. Why? Why did you say no? Why? Why did you say no? Why did you say no? So you weren't able to motivate enough people to go on the boat, so you just decided not to go at all. I see. Well,
sort ourselves Rastafari.
Well, obviously, the rest of the people have no such interest. Otherwise, they would have followed you a long time ago.
Talk about yourself.
They would have followed you a long time ago. So they obviously have no such interest.
Which people don't have no interest? You went and repatriation.
But you would have gone already with the people. Come on, Raslide, you're wasting the time now. Come on, man. You this is unending. How many times are we going to sit here and listen to you moaning and groaning and complaining and cursing, and you are not taking any active steps to ensure that that ship sails with you and everybody else who want to be on it? What?
The active step is to educate you. And all who don't want to go to Africa, to the brainwash education of the white men, white men teaching,
So how do you plan to get us to Africa?
What you say?
How do you plan to get us to Africa?
Oh, we plan to get to Africa?
Yeah.
We plan to get 7 or 9 miles of Black Star Line and ship out there on the ocean. That is our plan.
All right. We hope it works out. Thank you very much for the call. All the very best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's clear some more messages. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, good afternoon to you. Also, Devon White, Ras Eyuda, more blessings to you too. Millicent Morris says, love that song. Sounds soothing and nice. Blessings and love. Leighton Griffiths says, good evening, sir, from America. Good afternoon, Leighton Griffiths. Asha Ash says, good day, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London, England. Banks in UK do the same as banks in Jamaica. Thanks for that confirmation, Asha Ash. She says, banks would never call you. Errol in New Jersey says, good day, Dervan, and all listeners. To you too, Errol. Then he says, Dervan, I would like to know if the customers' accounts are not insured against these incidents, as in current discussion. There is insurance, but the insurance we're aware of is under the Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation, JDIC. The individual banks naturally would insure their money. They would have insured their money. But the matters, when these things come up, instances of scamming and people fraudulently fleecing customers of their resources, a level of investigation needs to be done. And based on the outcome of the investigation, the customer might be satisfied or dissatisfied, one way or another. Orel Johnson's shouting us out from Hartford, Connecticut. Thank you very much, Orel Johnson. M. Jam says, absolutely. This caller, although the call is long, it is very interesting. He should return often. Yes, he should call again. I agree. I enjoyed it, says M. Jam. Thank you very much, M. Jam. Jose Diaz says, when I see what's going on in the world today, I realize Bob Marley was a prophet. One moment, please.
Get high-quality blinds and beautiful windows, drapes, and wooden flooring from Sam the Blind Man, 40 Barnett Street, Montego Bay. The time by Sam the Blind Man is 4:15.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society will host the Kingston and St. Andrew AgroFest on Saturday, May 28 at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries grounds in Hope Gardens, Kingston 6. The AgroFest will feature agricultural, industrial, and horticultural displays, farmers market, farm queen competition, cook-off competitions, kiddies village, and more.
He says he sent it to Dervan.m, which is the problem. There's no such...
This broadcast is brought to you by the Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Branch Societies, the Jamaica Agricultural Society, the National
which is wrong. That's why I haven't received it.
The Jamaica Dairy Development Board and Caribbean Chemicals Limited.
Exactly. So just tell him for me, please. Just don't let the day pass without telling him that it's wrong.
Grounds in Hope Gardens, Kingston 6 at 10 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
So you have the person now? Oh,
mine. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you.
Oh boy.
And as I hung up the phone,
Well, we just have to tell him what it is. We don't have it.
my boy was just like me. And the cats in the cradle of the sills.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:17. 现在几点了？4:17. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's continue. More messages pouring in. The Paul Miles Foundation. Good afternoon to you, Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation. Carol Williams, good afternoon. Jacob Ham says, hail up, Dervan. Please don't. Oops, I did already. So does that mean don't read the message then? Let's see. All right. Well, thank you very much for your very kind words then, since you didn't want us to call your name. All right. Thank you very much. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Patrick Guthrie is having a good laugh. So too, Sophia Nemad. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's go over now to, we're in trouble with our friends over on WhatsApp because we haven't read those messages, some of them from as far back as yesterday. So we're in trouble. Oops. Let's try and clear them quickly. Let's see. This one says, good day, my friend. I hope all is well with you. And let's see, event. Okay. All right. We'll come back to this. All right. We'll come back to this message. That's something we have to deal with off air. Let's go down the line to the other messages. This one says, oh no, that was for Simon. Simon Young Phillips will be the next PM, George in Trelawney. So George in Trelawney, this was an earlier message saying Young Phillips, as in Michael Phillips, will be the next Prime Minister. So says George in Trelawney. Here's another one. Good day, Dervan. Please let Mr. Crawford know that most of us don't care who was first to come up with an idea to move this country forward. All most of us care about is that progress and good governance happens. We are sick of the tribal politics. Please move forward. It's 2022. Get with the program. Partisan politics is why there is stunted progress for the last 60 years. It's time for Team Jamaica, not PNP or JLP, says this message from, not sure who it is. I'm not seeing a name, just a symbol. Seeing a symbol here. All right, let's move on. That's WhatsApp. Still on WhatsApp. Ricardo says, Dervan, the source, he's giving us the source of a quotation he shared with us. He says the source is 300 plus motivational quotes to reach your potential each day. Article by Nicole Martins Ferreira, dated 2nd of April, 2021. Thank you, Ricardo. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Thursday to you and your listeners. What people are discussing is the fraud at National Commercial Bank. The bank is saying there is no certainty that the customers will be reimbursed. If that is the case, how will people get back their money? Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Well, that depends on the nature and extent of the investigations and the findings of those investigations. That will essentially determine whether the customer gets back his or her money. This one says, good day, sir. There's a water leak at a standpipe for more than 3 years now. Are you kidding me? So why are you just telling us about it? For more than 3 years now, we tried to report it. Or is it that you're tired to report it? Is that what you're saying? St. Mary, Bonnygate, St. Mary. All right, let's forward your information to who are we sending it to? Let's send the information to Andrew Cannon at the National Water Commission. That's what we're going to do right now. Sending it to Andrew Cannon of the NWC. So here we go. Andrew Cannon. Andrew Cannon. Right. So Andrew Cannon. We just sent it to Andrew Cannon of the National Water Commission. So let's see. Here's another one. HR from HR in St. Best. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Hope I find you well. Just asking you please to pass on a message to Water Commission for us. There are 2 leaking pipes on the road in the community of Dry River in St. Elizabeth, on the road coming out of Magotty of the same parish. The water is running like a little stream. And this is from HR in St. Best. Thank you very much, HR in St. Best, for your message, which we're forwarding to Andrew Cannon again of the National Water Commission. So that's what we're doing right now. So Mr. Cannon has your message. Oh boy, so many messages. Here is another. Crocs in Black River says, good day, Dervan. Maybe a stupid question, but how would the scammers know who to target? Well, that question is in the story, Crocs in Black River. That's one of the questions that accompanies, that is written in as part of the story. So you're saying, how would the scammers know who to target? Well, people have ways of getting email addresses. The email addresses find ways into people's domain or people's space, and they decide to try their luck, as it were, to see if the people who receive that email would respond positively to the email, and then they'll take it a step further. Anyway, the rest of the message, how would they know that the people to whom they are sending those messages have NCB accounts? Well, they could very well get inside information. They could also come into in that space where, for whatever reason, that information was there, and they decided to check it. But it could just be purely random. That's the point I'm making. It could just be random, because NCB is the largest bank in Jamaica, and obviously has a significant number of clients. And invariably, with certain exceptions, the 2 giants are NCB and Scotiabank. Those are supposed to be the 2 giants in the banking sector. So you can always you can always guess, so to speak. So you send out the information, and if the person responds positively, that's when they fall into the trap. If it so happens that that person is a customer of NCB. It's not far-fetched, Crocs in Black River. Think about it. Think about it. How many times have you received some kind of spam or chain, what they call them, chain letters, whether on WhatsApp or wherever? And there are so many WhatsApp groups now. Sometimes people send information by mistake, and the information gets into the wrong hands. Think about it. Think deeply about it, Crocs in Black River. It is possible. It is possible. And that there is sufficient funds to make it worth their while. Well, they just move on. If your account appears, if they manage to find out that you don't have any money in your account, then they just move on and keep moving on until they come upon an account, until they hit the jackpot, so to speak. We have to understand these people are relentless. If they really want to get something, they're going to keep going after it and find ways and means. If they just did it at random, wouldn't they know that they would be busted if they sent to someone without an NCB account? Not necessarily. How many people have received these messages and don't pay them any mind? They don't pay them any mind. They must have had access to the NCB database. No, not must. Not must. And that would have to be proven, Crocs in Black River. And I don't hold any brief for NCB, right? I've had my fair share of issues with them, so I have no reason to be favoring them with my comments and so on. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So yeah, it is possible, Crocs. Check it. Just think about it some more. It is possible. Ren Mendez says, good afternoon, Mr. Job Malcolm. Why do you keep that fellow so long on the phone? How many times do you need to explain or clarify things to this fellow? He calls for 2 things and then starts with the third thing, takes up 10 or more minutes on something he did not call about. Makes for very frustrating listening. Ren Mendez. We hear you loud and clear, Ren Mendez. Elorid says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. The bank in Jamaica or I think you mean the banks in Jamaica do not have a good data protection. I have online account. I log on with fingerprint. If I transfer money to complete it, I have to get a TAN code sent to my phone, which I have to confirm. If I call, I am recognized by voice recognition. More power to you, Ellerid. More power to you and your bank. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, Mr. Malcolm, I'm a bit taken back when you say murders took place around the world. Of course, murders happen everywhere. It so happens that we have a culture of violence in this country. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
More roads a major concern? What about those drains that are in need of repair or cleaning? Who's responsible for repairing my road, and when will it be done?
Okay.
Join us every Tuesday morning at 8 during Morning Agenda as we travel on our roads with the National Works Agency and get answers to these and other concerns. You're welcome to visit their website at www.nwa.gov.jm. See the tender notices link for projects to be undertaken. You may also call them toll-free at 1-888-429-5NWA. That's 1-888-429-5692. Or follow them on Twitter at NWA_JA and Facebook.
You said that the name is on this?
Facebook.com/NWA Jamaica. The National Works Agency, developing safe, reliable, and quality roads.
Is it on it or you got it on a separate?
It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It's onespotmedia.com. Watch your
all right, just give me the
favorite radio station from anywhere in the world.
I'm not hearing the first name.
Smartphone or personal
okay.
computer. Download the app out and keep up to date with your favorite local programs
All right,
on
Tim.
TVJ.
Okay.
Check us out at podspotmedia.com. Follow us on Instagram, facebook.com/podspotmedia, and subscribe now.
Yes. Can you come to me now? Yeah, because I still haven't read this, and it's supposed to be read twice.
Under the law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years. That's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy, and on Thursdays by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
Thank you.
Under the law, 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
This is an important announcement from the National Water Commission. The NWC is advising its customers that pipeline interconnection works are scheduled to disrupt water supply distribution along the Spanish Town Road pipeline network in the corporate area. The works are part of the ongoing major pipeline replacement project being carried out from Spanish Town Road to downtown Kingston. As a result, there are unavoidable disruptions in the water supply between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Thursday, May 26, 2022, and on Sunday, May 29, 2022. The areas being affected are Coralville Gardens, Spanish Town Road and all roads leading off, Marcus Garvey Drive and all roads leading off, and Tivoli Gardens. The NWC apologizes for any inconvenience that may be caused and craves the patience and understanding of its valued customers. That was an important announcement from the National Water Commission. Yeah. Que ahora es en español. Son las 5:26. Que le retire en français les 5:26. 现在提点了5点加26分. 26 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And we crave your indulgence as we say hello and welcome to our guest at this time, Stephen Ferron, Trade Development Officer with Grace Kennedy, Grace Foods. Mr. Ferron, good afternoon to you. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Dervan. I'm great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us here on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. And happy centenary, happy 100 at Grace Kennedy. This is a big year for you, and you are giving back to your customers in so many ways. And we're anxious to get more information on how your heavily promoted Move with Millions campaign has been going so far, the promotion. How has it been going so far?
It has been going great. You see, the interaction with our customers has been so phenomenal that, hey, we can't do anything without them. We have survived 100 years of existence, and we want to do another 100 years more. And that's why we, in celebratory mood of this birthday coming in, Grace Foods, the domestic arm decided to have, hey, Move with Millions, where we give back $100,000 to customers on a weekly. So we started in February, ended May the 1st. So what we did was we had 100 participating stores island-wide. So customers had the opportunity to purchase any 5 Grace products, including a Grace Classic Mackerel, drop it in one of the entry boxes. You could have used WhatsApp, participate in the promotion. So we did 10 draws over the 10 weeks. And we had 10 customers that won 100,000. The fun thing about it with the engagement of our customers, you know,
Yes.
we have a final show for $5 million. So we had fun doing the you call a playoff segment, like where each week those 10 customers had to compete against each other with different fun games to be a part of the 10, which is a $5 million giveaway this Sunday. Will be here on all social media. So we use it as a way to reignite, to show our customers they are number one to us for the years that we have been in existence.
Well, all right. We'll talk about this Sunday then, since we're pretty close. Today is Thursday. What is going to happen on Sunday? What do we need to look out for and listen out for and pay attention to on Sunday?
So on Sunday, we will be culminating our Move with Millions, the final showdown with our 10 finalists to get an opportunity to win $5 million. The good thing about it, you know, none of these contestants are going home empty-handed. They actually won over the period, over the week. So this Sunday at about 2 o'clock on all our social media platforms, we will be airing the final where the 10 customers, the 10 winners over the 10 weeks and the different shows will have an opportunity to compete against each other in fun games, fun activities to win the final $5 million.
Whoa. That's so one person is going to walk away with $5 million?
That's absolutely true. That's correct. I wish it was me, but you know, we can't
You're not alone. This is great. So 10 finalists.
Right.
And your a good place for us to check in would be one of your social media pages. So tell us where what we need to look for in terms of.
It will be on Grace Kennedy Group. Any one of our social media pages, just Grace Kennedy Group.
Grace Kennedy Group.
Right.
So we're talking Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Are those the platforms pretty much?
Right. Those are the platforms. That's absolutely correct. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Grace Kennedy Group.
And this is on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So listeners, make a note of it. I mean, mind you, I would imagine those who are competing for the 5 million will not be watching per se. They will be in it.
Right, they will be in it, and I know their family members will be watching.
Right.
Begging them on to say, win. So, family and friends. So what we pride ourselves on,
yes,
Grace Kennedy, is that we're a family-oriented company.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has driven us for 100 years, looking to drive us for another 100 years.
Yes.
So the whole thing is about camaraderie and engaging our consumers, our customers. And so we give back to them.
Yes.
Because without them, we would not be where we are today.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. And so, but your generosity is still being felt right now, because you didn't do all the promotions that you did without some goodies. You're always bearing gifts.
Right. We're always there and giving away. So over the period in time, we have actually given away a lot. Even though the $100,000 for the 10 consumers, we were there in all our participating store with promotion, with sampling, giving back. And I know for the wider group, there are other companies under the group that would be giving away as well for the 100th anniversary. So yes, it is just not limited to just foods and services.
Right.
The entire group, we are celebrating 100 years. And as I said, without our consumers, we will not be where we are today.
Absolutely. So listeners, once again, it's this Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, the grand finale of the Grace Move with Millions. Move with Millions. That's the promotion. And it's an opportunity for one of the 10 finalists on Sunday afternoon at 2 to walk away with $5 million. $5 million. That is no that is not chicken feed. Not by any means. And so we encourage and I suspect you might very well, I don't want to set you up, but you might very well have promotions running online when everybody is on watching the Move with Millions. Who knows? You might, yes, anything is possible.
Once you are doing any form of promotions and if it's being aired online, there's always giveaways and surprises, right?
So it would suit the rest of us to go to gracekennedygroup.com or we can go to the Grace Kennedy Group Facebook page, Grace Kennedy Group Twitter, Grace Kennedy Group on Instagram. And we'll be able, because if we can't get the 5 million, at least we can maybe try and get some little goodies. Some, yeah, why not?
Why not? It's all about in the name of family and
Yeah,
having fun.
that's right.
And we are in a celebratory mode.
That's right.
Celebrating with our consumers and our customers.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to be able to spread the word right here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM. Congratulations once again to you and the entire Grace Kennedy Group on 100 years and counting of service to Jamaica and indeed the world.
Thank you for having me and thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Just listen out and watch for us on Sunday. Enjoy and thanks for having me here, Dervan.
It's been a pleasure. All the best. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. Stephen Ferron, Trade Development Officer, Grace Foods. It's the final, the grand finale of the Grace Move with Millions promotion. It ends on Sunday. And wherever you will be or plan to be, you might want to tune in 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon for the Grace Foods, for the Grace Move with Millions promotion. It's happening on Sunday. Somebody is going to walk away. One of 10 finalists will walk away with $5 million. What a thing. What would you do with $5 million? All right, don't start making that list now. Thank you very much, Grace. Thank you. All the very best and congrats. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And H. Morgan in Birmingham. Let's see, do we have time to complete this message? It's a little long. So let's do that when we come back from the break. In the meantime, stand by, stay tuned to Both Sides of the Story.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together there.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
All you'll ever need to know.
Okay. Thanks for the reminder. Thank you.
Packed into one program. Farm Talk with Alpha McKenzie. Farm Talk, showcasing cutting-edge agricultural products, services, and practices. Farm Talk, keeping focus on issues affecting the farming community. Farm Talk, stimulating discourse to propel agriculture as a national tool for development. Farm Talk with Alpha McKenzie, the farmer's best friend.
When I listen to you in the mornings and the way you interview the people so that us as farmers can really understand, you break it down. It's really powerful.
Wake up to Farm Talk, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
This is an important announcement from the National Water Commission. The NWC is advising its customers that pipeline interconnection works are scheduled to disrupt water supply distribution along the Spanish Town Road pipeline network in the corporate area. The works are part of the ongoing major pipeline replacement project being carried out from Spanish Town Road to downtown Kingston. As a result, there are unavoidable disruptions in the water supply between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Thursday, May 26, 2022, and on Sunday, May 29, 2022. The areas being affected are Coralville Gardens, Spanish Town Road, and all roads leading off, Marcus Garvey Drive, and all roads leading off, as well as Tivoli Gardens. The NWC apologizes for any inconvenience that may be caused and craves the patience and understanding of its valued customers. That was an important announcement from the National Water Commission.
It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It's OneSpotMedia.com. Watch your favorite local program or listen to your favorite radio station from anywhere in the world on your tablet, smartphone, or personal computer. Download the app now and keep up to date with your favorite local programs on TVJ. Check us out at OneSpotMedia.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook.com/OneSpotMedia, and subscribe now. OneSpotMedia.com. Like you, that you don't gonna be like you. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, a little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Daddy don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know you'll have a good time then.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 12. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 12. 现在地点了5点加12分. 12 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Good afternoon to Dr. Dwayne Dice. Thank you very much for joining us. Where's Dr. Dice again? Dr. Dice is in New York, I think. Or is it Washington? Renee Beckley in, where is she? Pontiac, Michigan or Detroit, Michigan? She's asking, what are they doing cutting the water off on a Sunday? Yeah, yes, that's what it is, Renee. That's what it is. And who else is messaging us? Jose Diaz says, Dervan, we need to have a cybersecurity person on. I went through cyber training and it scares the living hell out of me. Let's see what we can do about that, Jose Diaz. Devon White still with us. Zonia Wilson says, good evening, Mr. Malcolm. Thanks for always being professional. Always listen to your program. Big up Mr. Curtis up the road, who is always sharing his opinion on your program. And Jose Diaz says, Dervan, they can steal your voice too. They can try. They can try. There's only one. There is only one. And there's a reason why I speak the way I speak and use some of the phrases and turns of phrases that I use. It's a signature in and of itself. That's deliberate. That is deliberate. So you go and try. And if you get the sequence wrong, it's going to be obvious. Chances are you will get the sequence wrong. And yeah, so you can try. Let them try. Jose Diaz. H. Morgan in Birmingham. Back to him. Yes, that is true. But as you said, you're a proud Jamaican. As a proud Jamaican, we should not be saying that. It gives rise to the fact that because murders take place around the world, it's okay to... No, nobody with sense would think that way. Please. It's just... let's move on. It's like being a follower, not a leader. You are a learned person, but not everyone thinks like you. I have heard it time and time again where people are saying it's okay, just move on, because Nobody is saying that, H. Morgan in Birmingham. What kind of ignorance is that? Nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that. Nobody in their right mind is saying that. H. Morgan, what's the weather like where you are? Would love to know, because yeah, this one is one of those messages that yeah, we could do without, actually. Yeah. H. Morgan, wheel and come again. Wheel and come again. Arlene says, Dervan, good day. I hope he is listening to you keenly. Literacy rate is one of the ills in Jamaica. I wish he, the caller, could see the picture that you are bringing across. Dervan, that is why I listen to you daily. I learn so much. Thank you, Arlene. All the best. Cuban in Georgia says, hi, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. How things, sir? We're giving thanks for life. Cuban in Georgia. Thanks for your message. This one says, afternoon, Sir D. NCB think people are fooled, don't it? I understand the need for an investigation, but this is a different generation of people with technology at our fingertips. I know for a fact these banks have inside connections. That doesn't tell us anything. S, that's the name of the person, the moniker, the symbol S. That doesn't tell us anything, S. But thanks for your message anyway. Neville Salah Solomon says, NCB saying they're not responsible for people who lost their money by scammers. Why is NCB not wanting to take full responsibility for your money when they should do so? I'm Salah from Kingston. Hope you heard everything that we said earlier on when the subject was first raised. Salah, it all boils down to an investigation and what that investigation reveals. Remember, once you start talking about people, fraud is a crime. It's a serious matter. So you can't, it has to be investigated first to determine who did what, when, how, etc., who did not do what, etc. It has to be investigated. And on the basis of that investigation, a conclusion is arrived at, and the conclusion may or may not be in favor of the customer. That's just a fact of life. Especially for those who did not read the fine print when we were opening the account. I'm just saying, you get the point we're making. It's not going to be picking something out of thin air. It has to have its basis in law or contract or otherwise. It's not just on some whim and fancy. They just say, all right, here, or no, we can't do that. We can't give you back the money because no, it's a little deeper than that. It's a little deeper than that. Thank you very much for the messages, though. We appreciate your input, your listenership, and your support here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. All right. Right. Good. Let's clear. Hold on. Just making sure that we clear all the messages. Peter Gracie, you're very kind. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for your message. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Thursday, the 26th of May, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ, moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy doing the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Daddy don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know you'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you do it, bro? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And then he walked away, but his smile never did. It said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Daddy don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you come home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together there. You know we'll have a good time there. How long since you tired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. Home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together there. We're gonna have a good time there.
Bye.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, powerful.